This is 366. All right,
366.
Well,
PKN 366.
There you go. Yeah, smooth as butter.
Yep. You're reversed again? You got rid of the dildo and you have on air now, or am I just now noticing on air? The on air thing behind your. Yeah.
No, I don't even know. I've been having so many technical issues. Every time I touch a thing on this PC, things explode. I reformatted everything to factory settings. And so just getting everything like geared up the way it was before. I don't even know how to reverse the camera. Like it's not a setting in Logi.
It's gone back and forth multiple times. So.
Yeah, it does that on its own. That's how it likes to do things. It chooses how we're going to be looking. It's all up to it. I got a new mixer. I got this XLR Wave XLR thing. It's an Elgato thing, and it was working super well until today. I don't think anything's wrong with it.
Can it do like voice modulations and things? And
no, it's just a basic bitch, just fucking mixer. But my old mixer is old, and I just wanted to get something else. I thought there'd be less hiss and less static and nonsense if I had just had something new. And there is, but it was fucking up right before we went to go on. So I replaced it with the old one, and then rebooted the PC like 3 fucking times, and then
the one you're using now is the same one we all got with it, right?
Well, it's the one I've always had. It's an old like Xeno something Zephyr. I don't even know exactly what it is, but it's old. It's the one I've used for like 10 years or something like that. I think Woody gave it to me like 10 years ago or something like that. I think he actually mailed it to my house.
You really got his money's worth out of that. 10 years.
I've gotten every bit of his money's worth out of it. But yeah, I'll get that Wave thing working.
Well, I mean, if his motorcycle trip turns south or his, runs out of food and supplies, maybe Jackie will send you all of his audio equipment and you'll be fine.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I wonder what else we'd get from the estate. Like, do you think like you want a motorcycle? Because I've already got one.
I'll take one. Right? I would take it and like sell it.
What?
To someone. I would forge Woody's signature on it and sell it to a fan. Well, I guess that wouldn't work now. Well, what am I going to do? Get a motorcycle license?
You're going to forge Woody's signature? What are you going to do? Like get some Crayola crayons out and write with your left fist?
Yeah.
Woody.
Does he have a? I've never seen him.
Original Woody's Gamertag. Okay.
I've never seen his signature. Is it a rough one?
Yeah.
Not good.
Well, is it he does the best he can.
Does he sign Woody's Gamertag?
I don't know what he signs. I think so. I was just talking about his handwriting in general, like his penmanship.
Oh yeah, I do remember. That's not. Did you practice the FPS Russia signature so that it would look as natural as like a Kyle Myers signature? Because your name, like you get into a rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, I just ended up doing it so many times because like we did a bunch of. There's. Where did that come from? It's been 8 years since I met Woody in college paintball event and they signed my Xbox. Yeah. Oh yeah. See the control the engagement in the little block letters.
Oh, is that White Boy 7th Street?
It is. That's a White Boy 7th Street. Now his is pretty slick.
Now White Boy's is pretty neat. I love the 7. Yeah, it's kind of got like a street art vibe to it. Woody's the way control the engagement is written. I can't judge because I have tiny little shitty handwriting also, but it does look like 5th grade-esque.
Yeah.
Woody, and then you've got a giant conquering the. Will you sign my Xbox? And Woody treated it like it was a yearbook page, like he's going to go around everybody else there and ask for the random people's signatures.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But no, I had signed so many things that I eventually just kind of came up with how the F was going to look and everything. Because I remember there was this one time when like, what did we do? We did some kind of a thing where I had to sign like so many of these little like business card things, and like they were going out in mailers or something like that. It was maybe when I did that video game, I don't remember what it was, but I ended up having to sign like 1,000, 2,000 of these things. And so I'm just sitting there over and over, and I don't know, you get into a rhythm, like an easiest way to do things kind of thing after a while.
Well, I've never had that problem. That would be annoying as shit though, I would imagine.
Signing shit is annoying. Like not like individually, like if somebody just wants some shit signed, like I don't mind that a bit, but like when you've got to sit there with like a stack of things and like just at your house smoking weed, just signing your fucking fake name over and over. It's not only is it surreal, but like the surrealness wears off very quickly, and it's just annoying.
Yeah.
But there's only one thing that's even more annoying than that, and that's signing someone else's name because they were too lazy to take part in the fundraiser that made them $10,000, and you didn't want to let their fans down. So any of you who have a Wings of Redemption signed poster, you'll notice he's got some good handwriting. He's got an interesting way of writing Wings of Redemption.
It looks so much like FP's Russia.
Nice flowing cursive, because like, we did that fundraiser for him with like the I'm Down Cow posters where like, like I went out into a field with him and like got some sweet feed. For anybody who doesn't know anything about cows, it looks like dog food, but it smells wonderful. I don't know what they do. They like compress oats together and like
bunch of sugar
and like spray it with like molasses or something. It smells, you would think like the way it smells, it's like it smells like a delicious breakfast cereal, like maple oat crunch or something. In reality, you don't want to try it, but the cows love it. And so we poured out some of that, and the cows gathered around. We took the pictures of him in the field for the posters, the I'm Down Cow joke and everything. And then it was time for him to sign like, I don't know, 850 posters. And that's when he like quit the program and went back to South Carolina. And so there I am, like, I'm like, what, but who's going to sign these? And Kenny's like, it's not going to be me. And I was like, well, fuck. All right. I guess I'm the only one here that doesn't have arthritis and hasn't abandoned the program. So
but he already got the money at that point.
And
right?
he already has all the money. So like, I sat there and ended up signing a lot of shit. I've still got some. I went the other day to my dad's house. I've got a few things in storage there, just like odds and ends that didn't make sense to bring out here. Like like my ski gear is there. Like
ski gear. You hate skiing.
Well, I think I misspoke. Not exactly my winter gear, my thick like Sub-Zero coats and like my ski pants. I have ski pants and like that shit, like the Sub-Zero weather shit. Anyway, all my junk that like didn't need out here in this house in Atlanta. And amongst that is a big box of I'm Down Cow posters with my signature on them and a bunch of other stuff. I was like, holy shit, look at this, Dad. He was like, that's that big boy you're friends with. I'm just like, yeah, that's him. He's like, did he ever lose the weight? And I'm like, well, not exactly.
Well, you lost some and found it. And I haven't seen Boogie's progress in a while. Did he gain it all back?
I don't
know what he's up to.
He's on those aggravated assault charges last time I heard.
That is unreal. I mean, obviously you fire a gun in your front yard, something's going to happen in a school zone.
I don't know,
as a warning shot.
Zone. Somebody in my stream the other day, they were like, didn't he shoot into a preschool though? And I'm like, man, shit gets twisted on the internet. No, he did not shoot into a preschool. He was
with malice.
With malice. Like, wasn't he blowing preschoolers away like pumpkins? It's like, no. Yeah, I heard he had a gun in each hand and he was dressed up like Yosemite Sam. Yeah, and no, like none of that happened. He like fired a warning shot because there was a scary man in his fucking yard. Oh wow, he went on. He responded to the allegations. I'll check that out later. I don't want to like watch a video or anything right now. I'll look at that later. Interesting though. Last I heard he had those aggravated assault charges against him. But hopefully that all works out because that's nonsensical.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, his instigator still free on the streets, hassling people.
Yeah,
in public parks and just walking up to people and being like, "You're a disgusting fat person." And like,
Jesus, is that what he does?
You just, I mean, I've never watched a full video of his, but I've seen clips tossed around on like Twitter and stuff, and it's like truly an uncomfortable level of confrontation where he's just like
no one attack him ever. Like nobody.
It doesn't seem like it. He must be a big guy. Was he much taller than Boogie? I don't know how tall Boogie.
I don't know how tall either of them are. He does look like a husky fella. He's not a little dude for sure. I don't know that he's like 6'6" or some colossal human being, but he's definitely like an imposing person, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I talked to my dad.
Having the GoPro on his forehead as he's harassing you.
It would be very upsetting.
It would be annoying.
You just got to get away from him and call the police. That is the move, and that's what Boogie should have done. Because everything else that you could possibly imagine doing, that's what he wants you to do.
Yeah, you need to be loud enough for everybody else at the park to hear and be like, dude, this guy's trying to show me child pornography on his phone. This guy's trying to show everybody, don't talk to this guy. He's trying to show me child porn on his phone. Like, the only way to get out of it would be to amplify past what he'd be comfortable with. He does that? No, I'm saying that's what you would do if you were approached. Defensively, you accuse him of looking at child pornography on his phone and trying to show you.
I thought for a second you were saying that like that's one of his bits is that he like he goes up to some dude who's in the park and he's like starts having like a quiet conversation with like, hey, you live around here? I'm kind of lost. And they lean in, yeah, I can probably help you. Maybe they get their phone out. And he's like, this guy has child porn. Look at him. He's showing me little boys' dicks. Look at somebody do something. Like,
that would be funny
actually,
in a horrible
Frank,
way.
See this. Might be a good bit, right? like as I'm saying it, I'm like, I kind of like see that, like
just some poor single mother in a park or something, just like the most unlikely person to be doing it.
It is funnier if you pick someone who it would like never be in a million years. But I don't know how hardcore Frank is, but if he did it to like a Catholic priest, I'd be down for that. I'd watch that.
Yeah,
and it would be even better if like what if he did it to a Catholic priest as like the ultimate like fucking cringe bit. But then the cops showed up, and they were like,
"It was real,
Father Morris. Just show me your phone, and we'll call this a wash, and we'll take this hassle fellow away." And he's like, "Well, why should I have to show you my phone? I won't do that." And they're like,
"That's incidental child pornography. You had no right to look." It's
like Father, you're acting very suspicious right now and clutching that phone. Just hand it over. But
you're acting oddly. It says here in your file you grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and that's a terrible Irish accent.
It's not very good. Yeah, no, that was like I saw like some comment on Twitter years ago of someone like not about this guy Frank Hassel, about someone else who makes people uncomfortable, and they were like, "No, the only way I can think of off the top of my head to get rid of people is to accuse them of looking at child pornography and trying to show it to you loudly." And it's like, damn, that does seem. Now you're part of a scene also, and if the person you're going toe to toe with in an uncomfortable situation is someone like Frank Hassel or someone who like makes their beans doing stuff like this, you're not going to out uncomfortable them. Like I saw one video where he like walked into an outdoor dining area and just sat down with people he didn't know and started eating food off of their plates.
Like in Seinfeld.
like in Seinfeld. Yeah. He turned that into a real life thing, which I would be livid if someone touched my food at a restaurant. Like that would put me into an immediate self-defense situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be petty theft of some kind.
For stealing fries off of
I mean literally, isn't it? Like you come in and like you've ruined someone's meal, especially like during COVID times. Like there's no way you can eat the rest of that. I wouldn't. If somebody comes digging around in my French fries, I'm not gonna finish them.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter what era it is, like COVID, not COVID, some random person touches my food, I'm not trifling with that. They might be one of those people who don't wash their hands after they take a shit. There was some survey, maybe I dreamed this, but I'm pretty sure it's real, that an alarming percentage of people, I mean, obviously I don't wash my hands after I pee. That's silly. My penis isn't dirty. But after you shit, that's just common courtesy for everyone. A high percentage of people don't wash their hands after they shit. And it's an L for the guys because obviously men do it more than women, or maybe men are just more honest about the survey.
Yeah, I know. Like whenever I run to go take a piss on Twitch, they're like, "Did you wash your hands?" I'm like, "Of course I didn't wash my hands." Yeah. Like how filthy, how bad are you? Like Dwight had a great line from The Office. Like, how bad are you at going to the bathroom that you need to wash your hands after every time? Like, are you just coming out of there like, oh, like pissed? God, I've got to stop catching the urine like a bowl with my hands. It's just unsanitary. Why do I do this to myself?
It's just vile. Pissing all over your hands. Sometimes at the trough, I'll piss on someone else's hands.
Well, I mean, if you're in the trough, I mean, that's their kink, and I'm not exactly taking part in it, but I got to go, and they're there.
Dude, I remember being like 5 years old at Blues games and like walking up to the trough with like adults and being like, something's not right here. Like, this is gross. Like I shouldn't be here standing next to adults. Like I'm in the splash zone. I don't recall being splashed, but like that's disgusting. They should have. My dad should have just put me in one of the stall. Oh, I think I've said this before. This was actually at a Blues game when I was like maybe like 19, 20 years old. And I was just drunk. Me and my friends got drunk as shit before we went. And so I had to, and we were like sneaking booze throughout it. We were all drunk, having a good time. Like like right after the second period or whenever, when everybody has to piss the most, like I dilly dally and I like get a hot dog or something first. And then I go to the line and it's too long. I'm not going to make it through before the third period starts. And like my piece of shit, like drunk brain was like, oh, dude, Taylor, pretend you lost a kid in the bathroom. And so I was like acting as though I had lost a child as I walked through the line. And then I got up.
Absurd.
I got up and then I went in literally something like that. Never in my life would I do this sober, but my drunk mind was like, you got to get back in time for the third period. Like probably like late teens.
Okay, so this wasn't you're supposed to. This was 3 months.
Yeah, I was 29. This was 9 months
ago. It's been
ago.
a while ago. I was 28.
And I remember, and I thought I'd made it like scot-free, but like obviously the people in the line just saw me go through and then make it in there. And like this one guy was like, I don't remember exactly what he said because I was so drunk, but I came out of there and I think he said like, that is low, dude. Either that or like, you're a piece of shit. I don't think he said piece of shit. That is low, dude.
That would actually hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah.
If somebody's just belligerent and mad, you don't care. You're just like, yeah, fuck you too. But if they're just like, I'm disappointed. That was low class what you just did. I would be ashamed if I were you.
There was no one named Adam at all the whole time. There was no child.
Here's the best. What if a little kid named Adam had walked out like, yeah?
No, the other Adam.
Different Adam. Have you seen a child exactly like yourself? Who no?
Let me check this empty stall. Excuse me, sir. let me go in there for a piss length of time and check. Yeah, that was low of me. That's a real piece of shit thing to do.
That's why I try not to drink when I'm like at some like I don't really drink at the movie theater. I always want to get that giant bucket of popcorn, and because I love popcorn at a movie, but like I get thirsty and then I end up drinking like some enormous. We always get like cherry Coke. I always end up drinking like a pint of cherry Coke, and then I've got to piss like crazy, and I miss part of the movie. I hate it. Maybe I need a girlfriend that's into like water sports, and I could just pee into her mouth while we're in the movie theater. That'd be the best solution for all this.
That would be. They should offer that as a service. Yeah, they probably have shit like that in like Thailand.
You think so?
You just piss directly into a poor woman's mouth
or a young boy,
or a young boy. That seems more like what country would do that? I guess Afghanistan. They seem to like their young boys.
They do. I read this report about like the Taliban going through and doing a lot of rape, and the article said that they weren't very particular on whether the women were still alive or not. That they were even raping the women's corpses.
Is there video of this?
Well, I didn't watch any necrophilia over the weekend, no. But you know, I didn't really delve too much deeper into it after I read that the Taliban were raping corpses. They seem like a bunch of nice guys. You know, I saw them on the bumper cars.
I mean, I saw them in the gym.
Yeah.
Did you see the gym clip where they're just like cheesing and like doing incorrect form lat pull downs? And
one guy was on an elliptical going backwards.
Yeah. And it's like that's not how you picture the Taliban. Like, and we lost to that team. Like,
yeah, kind of
0-2 against guerrilla warfare. We need to take a break from war. We've clearly lost our touch. We need to go beat the shit out of like. Well, I was going to pick a country that would be easier to conquer than Afghanistan, but I guess there isn't. Like, what could be like Canada would put up a way bigger fight than that.
I don't know. I think you just need to pick someone with easier geography to manage. Like, it was just all those caves and those mountains, and Afghanistan's pretty fucking big. Then you had the whole tribal thing where you could never like get the grand poobah anyway. There was always it was always just like another chieftain in another town was the guy in charge, and they had no idea who was 8 towns down. And like it's not like one guy could agree, yeah, we've got peace now, and anybody would like go along with it. I think it was pretty difficult. I mean, the Russians failed in the 80s.
That's true.
Soviets, I should say.
Yeah. So we weren't even the first at this.
No.
Losing the space race, second to lose to Afghanistan.
Yeah. Not going well. Not going
Just
well.
a series of L's for the U.S.
I think like a South American country, we could roll in there and like Honduras. Like we wanted to conquer Honduras. I think that like we could make that happen.
Yeah. Except we never like conquer South America. We just like use the CIA to like depose leaders and fund rebels.
I think that's cheaper.
Oh, it's definitely cheaper. And you
Yeah.
don't have to like admit it either. You can be like, oh man, shit's getting crazy in Honduras. And it's like, because of the sanctions we levied and the militia groups we're funding? No, because of socialism, idiot.
Yeah. I think we did something to Venezuela. Like I just remember when Hugo Chavez was at the UN, like George Bush just had spoken and Hugo Chavez goes up and he's like, I can smell the sulfur. Satan was just here. And I just imagine like
really he said that?
Yeah.
Okay, that guy rules or ruled.
Right. And like I don't think George Bush has a sense of humor about shit like that. I don't think he went, Chavez called me the devil. Like that. He was just like, yeah, Operation shoot him with the cancer gun. Make it, yeah, do it.
Yeah,
give him the cancer. He died of like 8 kinds of cancer like a couple years later. And you know, as a head of state, you're always getting medicals. They look after those guys, especially like somebody like him. Come on, like they shot that dude with the cancer gun.
I bet they do have a cancer gun.
I guarantee they've got a heart attack gun and a cancer gun. What if they had a sillier gun? What would some fun guns be?
An erectile dysfunction gun.
Oh, that's amazing.
You're gonna ruin his confidence and undermine the country subversively that way. So you have a weak, limp-dicked man who no longer feels confident in being a dictator because now his penis is the useless.
I was thinking autism gun.
An autism gun.
Yeah.
He's like really into Sudoku.
Yeah. Just blast him with the autism gun and like he can't. He's wearing fucking earmuffs at the State of the Union and shit.
He's getting afraid of the noises and stuff.
Every time like all the Dems stand up to clap or all the Republicans or whatever, he's just like he's getting freaked out.
He's the only world leader with a fidget spinner sitting there.
Not only he can't make eye contact, he can't even look at the camera for like addresses. He's just kind of like doing one of these, and the economy is going pretty poorly right now, and he's adjusting his earmuffs. It's just it's not promoting any confidence. I think an autism gun. I wish I had an autism gun.
Oh yeah, you could use it on yourself. Reverse it.
Yeah. Just turn that thing back down to 0 from a 12 or whatever it's on now.
Or I mean, if you could tune in your level of autism, you could go like right to genius level on something. Or just, I imagine it'd be like a frequency, like a radio, where like you could be like, I'm really into submarines right now. Okay, I don't want that. Finance, that's beneficial.
That's not how autism works, though. I
know, but with this gun, it could be.
People think it is. That's the problem. Like there was a movie that came out a few years ago, a new Predator movie, and the whole premise that's so laughable that this shit could have been a comedy was that this man's son was so goddamn autistic that he could operate alien technology that's like 1,000 years in the future. Like his autism is allowing him to like fucking like
just
work out
his way through
he just guess his way through like alien languages and technology that's not even like in any way similar to our language at all. It's not like different letters. It's not like you're looking at Arabic or something.
Yeah.
It's just like symbols and like all sorts of cuneiform. It looks like cuneiform. It looks just like cuneiform. Yeah. And so the premise was that he was literally so autistic that he was a fucking genius.
Was it like a big story arc thing for him?
It was the main part of the story.
This autistic guy, fucking useless idiot. He's bogging us down. And then it's like, no, the autistic guy saves us.
Oh, the worst. It's a child. It's like a 12-year-old autistic kid like saves the day because he's so fucking retarded that like he knows how to use all the Predator technology, and he's like just one-upping the alien hunter who has come down to Earth for man meat. It was awful. And then like
retarded.
Like just yesterday, I saw a Reddit post, and it was so fake. And I went to the comments to see like, oh, Reddit will know. They'll call this motherfucker out. And it was like, my autistic son taught himself to play piano at 2 years old. Here he is putting on a performance at 5. He's not on camera because he's shy and doesn't like to be seen. So it's just a picture of like, it's just a picture of a stage. and I guess you can kind of see a piano, but you can't tell that anyone is even sitting at it, and you just hear like dun 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 dun
Mhm.
dun, and someone is like playing masterful piano, and like I'm like they'll know in the comments. I go in the comments and everybody's like, so brave. What a little master of the piano. Like, oh, he's gonna go places.
I mean,
And I'm like,
Reddit is full of bots and retards.
they're playing the fucking recording. There's no way that there's a 5-year-old up there who
Yeah.
taught himself at the age of 2 or 3 or whatever.
He's
the
like
fuck.
in the men's department at Nordstrom. Like clearly the piano's auto playing right off screen.
Fucking ridiculous. And then I saw another one. One thing I'm proud of Reddit on is their hatred for pit bulls.
Yes,
Because
that's great. Those are dangerous animals, and we need to do
euthanize them
something
all.
about it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to end the breed. I saw a clip the other day where this pit bull was just murdering another dog in the street, and it's like a helpless owner couldn't stop it, and it was awful. And actually nobody around could do anything. Like everybody's afraid to
Yeah.
actually hit the dog. And like one guy's got a broom, and I'm thinking like I'd have killed that dog with a broom at some point. Like at some point you got to snap the broom and start stabbing the dog in the face or something like that because he's murdering this dog. And like the audio is hard to listen to because the other dog is like screaming. Like if you've ever heard a dog fucking scream, it's hard to listen to.
Yeah,
And everybody's just like, why won't someone do something? And it's like, you're the only ones here. You're gonna have to do something, or it's and the dog's dead. And the dog's dead. Okay.
And it's gonna come for you next. So you should have jumped in while your dog was, eating some blows for you, being the tank of the team.
And I went to the comments, and it was just full of like, euthanize all pit bulls, end the breed. And I was like, oh, good.
Okay, well then that's all right. I respect that. I like that.
Yeah, and my thing has always been that like, while I don't know whether they're more aggressive than other dogs or not. I don't know anything about that. I don't know how you would gauge something like that. Seems like it might be an owner thing. But my dad's fucking Jack Russell was a real piece of shit. He would attack me all the fucking time, but he weighed 10 pounds. So
exactly.
It didn't matter. He wasn't like a killing machine. Like the problem is like the tools they have, not in my opinion, more so than like any like innate aggression or like evil that's in the dog. Did you see the one where the pit bull is attacking the Clydesdale?
Shit, it's not going to win that fight. I didn't see that.
So you go in the park and they got like
hopefully
a Clydesdale.
The Clydesdale killed it. Yeah,
he did. Like they had those Clydesdales that like pull the little.
They have
carriage.
those here for like the Budweiser. They pull like the Budweiser wagons. They're
enormous. This was like one Clydesdale pulling a carriage, and you do like a romantic kind of couples thing in the park, like that episode of Seinfeld, and it all comes full circle. The pit bull is like running up under the Clydesdale, I guess trying to bite its fucking dick off or something like that. And the Clydesdale is just like, it's buckled into one of those harnesses, so it really can't like give it its all. But it keeps catching the fucking pit bull with one of those hooves that's the size of your head and just sending it flying. And eventually it cracks him a good one and kills it. It's great.
Good. And what was going on? Was there an owner of the pit bull?
Yeah, the owner was there, unable to do. It was a woman, and she was unable to do anything. And what I heard was they sued her for like everybody was suing her for like emotional damages and like
equine emotional damages. They're sophisticated animals.
The horse was like cut a little bit, but I mean the pit bull was fucking dead. So that was a good ending to that one.
Yeah, pit bulls suck, and there is like, everyone I've met who has a pit bull knows on some level that they are the most dangerous dog as far as like the outcome of attacks, because they always have to like prerequisite they're like, post-requisite, whatever it would be, like, I have a pit bull, but he's the sweetest little guy. He's so nice, wouldn't hurt a fly. He's a rescue and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, that's a dangerous fucking dog. Were they out of, was that the only thing left? Were you like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie where he has to just get the shitty toy instead of the good toy for his son?
Yeah, they're so delusional. Like it would be like, did you, I heard Mark got married. Yeah. He married a member of Al Qaeda. But what you have to understand is, great woman. Okay. Yeah. Just salt of the earth.
She's one of the good ones.
She's one of the good Al Qaeda. Okay. She whenever we bring up 9/11, she's always says like that was pulled up. That was terrible. Like it should have been done. It should have been over right away.
Should have been cleaner.
Yeah.
Should have had 10 planes.
There's no reason it took that long. She's very disappointed in the events of 9/11. She's one of the good.
But more from an efficiency standpoint than she's mixed on the outcome.
Yeah, I mean, she is a go-getter. She works hard.
But it is.
No, that's exactly what they do with those fucking pit bulls, man. I don't know. I've killed a couple pit bulls, and they had it fucking coming. Just
Good.
they would come to our
At a
property
dog
and
park.
attack our dogs. And like I just remember poor fucking Chopper, which would like our Doberman Pinscher was like the most awkward dog ever. Like he was a Doberman, but he was like nothing but legs. He was just lanky as fuck and like couldn't do anything. And this pit bull is just murdering him. It's chased him under our dog has tried to crawl under a car to get away.
Did you watch this happen?
Yeah, up until the point where we shot the pit bull. Yeah.
Oh,
as soon as you could get a shot so that you could shoot the pit bull and not hit our dog, that dog was dead.
How hurt was Chopper?
He was fucked up. He had to go to the ER. He had to get stitches. He was torn up pretty badly.
Did neighbors get pissed? Like, you killed our dog.
Well, you don't tell them.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I was in a situation like that where someone I know who like lives in a more rural area, they were having like dangerous pit bulls, like similar to your situation. They were having like dangerous pit bulls, and it's like, oh, they have kids, they have their own animals and things, and like they would just see these pit bulls like prowling like tigers all the time on their property, just like looking for someone.
They're alpha predators.
Yeah, they were like they were literally waiting to go fuck with a cow when they would go in their house, and the man killed both of them when they came onto their property again and were like approaching the cow and just buried them on his property in a random place and never addressed it with the neighbors.
We did that a lot. And like, I mean, I love dogs, but like these dogs would come and like if there was a newborn calf, they would chase the calf until it like died. Like it would die of exhaustion. The same way that wild dogs hunt in Africa. Like they would chase the fucking dog to the calf to exhaustion. And the mother's like frothing at the mouth, trying to like fight them off. But they love that because that's like sport to them. They're having a great time. Like you can tell when a dog's enjoying itself when it's just like, oh, this is the best fun ever. They're out there having a great time, like the same way any other dog would if you're tossing a ball with it. And those dogs
they're not cute.
Zapped.
Like they don't even have a cute factor going for them. They're not fluffy. They're not nice to pet. They have beady little demon eyes.
They're scary fucking dogs. They look like fucking Cerberus or something like that. But I don't like that breed. But mostly because of the tools they have. I don't know that they're any more aggressive. Like I said, I just think they're more equipped.
Oh, for sure. Like if you go by and that's always the retard tier argument where it's like you'll get linked something about like Chihuahuas are actually the most aggressive, and it's like, oh, like so is this what we're doing now? We're just lying to one another. Like is that the like?
I mean, they might be. But again.
But aggression doesn't fucking mean anything. I could have the meanest beta fish on earth. I'm fine. Like because it's a fucking fish. I could like if Teddy and Fozzie out there decided like our new MO is to fuck Taylor up as soon as he comes out from record. We're tired of him disappearing in here for hours, and then we come out there and we think he's left. Let's fuck him up. Like the worst case scenario is like I get like a little puncture wound on my hand that's more like a bee sting, and I'm like, oh, you little bitch, I'm grabbing you, throw you in the kennel. Whereas if a pit bull wants to harm me, it's like getting in a knife. I might rather fight a person with a knife than a pit bull.
It's because so fucking scary.
Like it locks down. It's got like an alligator strength like locking mechanism in its jaw. I made that up, but probably.
I mean, it seems that way. I've seen them like bite stuff and then just not release. And people are trying to pry their mouths open with tools, and it doesn't work. Like
yeah, they should be jamming those tools into its carotid, right in the neck.
Fuck those dogs. I don't like those dogs at all.
No, they suck. And if you own one, at least don't take it to a dog park. There's a reason that like at the dog park there are almost a majority of dog parks are like, yeah, no pit bulls allowed. That wasn't random. The person who goes to the dog park wasn't like, fuck pit. I'm bigoted toward pit bulls. No, they had to watch, enough hours of CCTV of people wailing as their like companion friend is torn to shreds that you eventually shut it down. That's never happened with the Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Never.
I don't know. I wouldn't want one, I don't think we should like necessarily outlaw having them because I like freedoms, but a lot of things require qualifications, right? Like,
yeah, it should be like having a gun.
Some little lady or some little dude who's got this pit bull. When I see like a big fucking dude who's got like a pit bull and he's like clearly like controlling it, I'm like, all right. I mean, if that thing goes crazy, he could probably lift it off the ground. He's not going to let that. It's not going to drag him across the park to murder someone's like puppy.
Yeah, dude. When I lived in the city, there was this homeless guy that had 2 pit bulls. He must have been doing well for himself to afford to feed himself, to be an overweight homeless guy with 2 pit bulls. And he would just sit on the street, like sometimes only like 20 yards from the entrance to my apartment. And like, I would cross the street like before I would go near him, because like those dogs were both like 120 pounds. They're enormous, taking up the whole sidewalk. He's taken up a good bit. It's like, I don't trust to walk by them. They're angry because they're homeless dogs. They get to see like rich people's dogs walk by, and they're probably jealous of that. Or they're not even jealous. They want to eat those dogs. And they just sat out there, and he would sometimes be given like chicken wings from the Culpeppers, the restaurant he was near. And I saw those dogs eat entire wings, bones and all. He would give them bone-in wings, and they would just be fucking gone.
Crunch them up.
Like apparently pretzels. You're not supposed to do that.
No,
but like for a pit bull, apparently it's just fine. Just toughens it up.
I think that the chicken bones can like splinter and like damage their intestines. I think it's
like cooked bones you're not supposed to give dogs, right? Because they can have.
That sounds more correct. Yeah, because I know like when I've eaten chicken wings before, like if you snap it, it's all jagged and splintery.
Yeah. This is a switch of discussion, but when you're doing cheat days now, if you even do any, what's your meal you're going to?
The closest I've come to cheat days is like I had some pasta. I had some like chicken Alfredo the other day, and it was so fucking good. But I kind of keep the calories where I want them anyway. It's just more so just not eating bison every fucking day. Yeah, that's about as close as it comes to that. I'm not drinking Coca-Cola or anything like that, but I just ordered some groceries, and it's literally 4 pounds of bison, a pound of rice, and like peppers, and I've added jalapeno peppers and onions to the diet, which I'm not supposed to. Apparently,
why?
They're not part of the vertical diet, I don't think, but they fucking taste good, so they're going in. I think it's inflammation.
Oh, onions are awesome in everything.
Onions are good, so I'm putting onions in my fucking food because I want to eat some fucking onions. I don't think I'll melt down from eating a few onions.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, so they're going in there.
That's like a Tom Brady thing, I think, where like he doesn't even eat like spicy food because it's an inflammatory. Yeah. Doesn't eat onions, doesn't eat garlic, and it's like all that money. How is he enjoying life?
Well, winning the Super Bowl probably is pretty fun for him, right?
Even that, like, what is it, 6 now?
6, I believe, yeah.
Is that even that much fun? He's just running up the score at this point.
I mean, you got to run up the score. If Jordan had known about this era of basketball, he'd have stayed in the league and ran up the score. I guarantee it. Like he was like,
really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like he's such a fucking like mental case about winning and losing and records. Like if he had known what like guys like Kobe and LeBron were going to do, and some other guys, I don't know basketball super well, but I guarantee he would have spent a couple more years in the league and ran up the score a bit. No, I love you. Like, shut up,
Ozzy Teddy, please be quiet. My wife must have just gotten home, so they're spazzing the fuck out. I've been doing good with the diet shit recently. I obviously like no liquid calories or anything other than like protein shakes. But last night my brother got me this really nice whiskey, and I was like some Johnny Walker Blue Label, and I hadn't had any of it since nice. the wedding, the night of the wedding when he gave it to me, and I was like, I'm gonna have a couple of these, and it was like I poured them in like ounces so I could like measure it for my Fitness Pal, and like had like I guess three of them, and it was like, okay, so total of 6 ounces of this, and it was like by the time I was done,
that's 550 calories, isn't it?
No, it was 6. I think it was only like 300 calories.
That's impossible.
6 ounces, not 6 shots.
I know.
Yeah, it's 100, and let's see, each ounce is fucking Christ. This app is not as good as the one that you guys use because it takes fucking forever to delay. But let's see. Yeah, 6 ounces, 388 calories. Each ounce is 65 calories is what I put in. And so yeah, I had 300 and whatever fucking. That's for like a whole shot, I think. Okay. Like and a shot's an ounce and a half. I was just doing by 1 ounce.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. And and after like 388 calories of that, it's like, all right, well, I'm a little buzzed, definitely not drunk. If I could go back, I would have had a couple pieces of pizza instead. And so I
little
think
Delta 8, little 0-calorie Delta 8.
Oh yeah, I'm about to launch right after we're done with this. I've got some gummies called Moonwalker.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna take a couple of those, get to moonwalking, and it says 25 milligrams, but like it is bitch made compared to like real weed edibles, and so you treat them like they're 10s, and then it like kind of equals out. Like it definitely, yeah, I got an entire handful, like 2 of them, and I'm feeling like real fucking good. Like and the way these work, like I don't think they're as regulated and like good, and so like some of them, like sometimes I'll take 2, and like an hour later I'm like, I must have gotten a couple of bum ones because I only feel like a tiny bit high. And other times I'll take 2 and it'll be like an hour in and I am absolutely zooted, like just sitting there playing Magic on my tablet, and then it's like I remember like half an hour into it, like, oh yeah, I'm really high. Like, you know what I mean? Where, you know, it creeps up on you so much you don't even notice. But mostly I'm just using these little vaporizer things.
Oh yeah, that's Delta 8?
Yeah, Delta 8 disposable. Sick. This is called Skywalker OG, and this one's called Blueberry Kush.
Are you even aware that that's a Star Wars reference?
Yeah, I know Skywalker. I know the OG is original gangster, but unless OG means something else in Star Wars. But yeah, of course,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is that what it is? Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, it's Skywalker Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know that character, the blue guy.
I'm going to get you so high, Luke, you won't care about the rebels. And then you can just get roasted on your new farm here on the dirt planet. And then that could have been his life. Drinking blue milk, high as shit. You know, eventually gets around to cleaning up his destroyed, burned aunt and uncle. Man, if I had to like recall what I remember from the Star Wars plot, it would be outrageous. I don't remember anything. I remember they fuck up.
You got a few wires crossed there.
Did I? No, that's where it starts. Auntie May and Uncle Aunt Peru. Is her name Peru or something? Is that her name? Like Uncle Owen, Uncle Owen, Aunt Peru, or something.
I have no idea what his adopted parents were named.
Yeah, but I'm right about that. They lived on the dirt farm in like near a satellite in Tatooine. They had blue liquid they were drinking, and then maybe the sand people kill him, and he has to avenge. The stormtroopers pretending to be sand people killed his aunt and uncle.
This is all new to me. I feel like I need to go back and watch Star Wars again.
Isn't that the way it goes? And then like Obi-Wan is like, the formations are too straight, Luke. These are stormtroopers trying to hoodwink you. And he's like, yo, why'd you enter my life? You
I don't remember any of this. No.
You don't remember this? I thought you honestly,
I honestly don't. I think I need to go back and watch some more Star Wars or something. Either you're completely wrong or I just don't remember any of this shit. I don't remember any of that. I remembered
Aunt Beru. Okay,
Aunt Beru. I can't believe you know their names. I haven't watched that shit in so long though. Like the original trilogy from the 70s. I'm not even sure. I've probably never seen it all. I've seen it in bits and pieces. It's just so bad.
They're really terrible.
Bad. They're really terrible. Yeah.
As a kid, I loved them because you have no expectations or like point of reference as a kid. You're just like literally, we talked about it on the show. I remember thinking a lot of Star Wars was lame and slow, except for that snow battle on Hoth, where he's flying around and tying up the AT-ATs, and then Darth Vader's walking around fucking people up all like really hardcore. And that was cool. And then it would be like 15 minutes of diplomacy where nothing is being done, and they're just kind of talking about like how they can most effectively optimize their terrorist cell.
Yeah.
And
I don't remember. I remember it being super boring and like not being able to get all the way through it. Like I think my ex-girlfriend and I tried to watch it once, and we were high as fuck, and we got like an hour and a half into like the first one, and one of us was just like, hey, you just want to watch some silly shit on YouTube for a while? How about that Salad Fingers guy? Remember that Salad Fingers guy? Let's watch him.
David Firth.
Yeah, just anything but this. It was just, I don't know. It's fucking bad. I like Star Trek. I can watch endlessly though, and so much of Star Trek is not like cool shit happening. It's a lot of talking and a lot of like diplomacy, and there's always like a moral that's sometimes like analogous to like modern times, and like maybe you'll have like a race issue or something, but it's in like it's like space races.
Space race, yeah.
Yeah, like there's a classic episode from the original series where you had like these two opposing groups of people from the same planet, I believe, and they were bisected down the middle, black on left, white on right. And they're against the people who are white on left, black on right. And like you're supposed to
so it's like some really ham-handed social commentary.
Ham-handed social commentary.
But they look the same to me.
Exactly.
Who's the fucking who's the captain?
Kirk.
But Spock, they all look the same, or whatever the fuck. Is that the main guy?
That's
or no?
The guy. Yeah,
that's the guy. And then isn't the best one? You said the one that I'm gonna watch if I'm ever gonna watch any is the one with Professor X, whatever that actor's name is.
It's okay. The first season is awful, but it gets better as it goes after the first season. Like seasons 3 and 4 is where they really get into a good stretch. But the problem is it's a little dated, and there are a few bad episodes sprinkled in, and you've really got to like be a Star Trek fan. Whereas I think if you watch Deep Space Nine, that is when the show like for one thing, Gene Roddenberry had died or was dying, and he had this thing where there could not be conflict in Star Trek because he viewed the character like conflict between the main characters, like the guys who were like the good guys.
Yeah,
he thought in the future there would be no more conflict between like-minded advanced people. So so he figured like there's no reason that like the captain should ever really like butt heads with the first officer. That would never happen. Like we would.
That removes a lot of the human element.
You've got to have conflict, or it's the writer's just like so. Then everybody like got along for 42 minutes.
Yeah, and so they were once again in agreement.
Yes, exactly. And they all agreed until they agreed some more, and that's the show. And it's just like, no, you need some conflict. Like people have to have like opposing ideals or ideas about how a problem should be solved. You need one character who's like, no, kill them all, and you need one character who's like, maybe peace is the best option. And they slowly got more into that toward the end. But Gene Roddenberry was dead or dying with Deep Space Nine. That's the one where they're not even flying around exploring anymore. It's all on a space station. And so you've got like lots of like, it's kind of dark too. Like there's some like fucked up shit that happens, and you've got
the
a black
original
captain.
one's like part comedy, right?
It wasn't meant to be.
Oh,
but yeah,
has it been like retrofitted as a comedy because it's so bad almost?
You could watch it and laugh at it. Like there's one episode where they like go down to a planet and Kirk pulls out the Constitution of the United States and starts fucking reading it to them. Like, you dummies. Like, don't you know all men are created equal? And he starts reading the fucking Constitution to these people. And it's just like, ooh, I don't think we get away with that in 21st century.
He's just reading the Constitution at people.
Yeah. He's just reading it to them. Like, you dummies, don't you know? And it's just like, oh, this is super ham-handed. The original series is a comedy. Like one of the funniest episode, one that you could definitely watch stoned, is where Kirk fights the Gorn. The Gorn is like this green lizard man who's clearly a dude in a rubber suit with
I've
like
seen that. Yeah,
he's just like, "Arr!" And Kirk is just like da, 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 like dodging, and they're like,
doesn't he like throw a clearly styrofoam rock at him at one point?
Yeah. And Kirk has to end up making a makeshift firearm out of like bamboo and like sulfur, and I think he uses a diamond as a bullet, and he like sets up this, and he's like and kills the Gorn.
I mean, he's a little MacGyver-y. That was probably before MacGyver, probably about the same time as MacGyver.
I don't know, 60s, late 60s.
No, earlier.
That would have been pre-MacGyver. So like that episode probably debuted in, I'm gonna guess, 67. Roughly.
I have no knowledge of MacGyver outside of what Patty and Selma have said on The Simpsons about MacGyver.
Well, I remember like the MacGruber. There was the MacGruber character from SNL that was kind of mocking him, and but I get the idea that like every episode he would be like locked in a fucking like cupboard or something, and he'd have to like get out a paperclip and some aluminum foil and make a fucking transistor radio to like call home base or some bullshit.
Yeah, sounds pretty dumb. I'm not going to watch that.
Sounds super dumb. It would get so repetitive. Like he's just doing the same shit over and over, essentially. Which, I mean, that's kind of common in a lot of shows, I guess.
I want to like start another older show, just like a background sitcom kind of show.
Oh,
Well, I could. Well, do I really have to pay that much attention to Deep Space
yeah,
Nine?
yeah.
Okay.
Like Deep Space Nine is the first one where it's like season one characters like changed so much. Like by the end, they've grown, and they've just become different people, but based on the experiences that they've had, they've suffered so much, or they've seen so much shit. Like there's literally an episode about PTSD, because you know, like in a lot of like TV shows where it's like action every week, they'll go and like get into a fucking war. They're like, people are dying, getting blown away, and then the main character like the next week is just doesn't give a fuck. You know, he's just drinking his drink with his friends. Like, pretty wild last week when we killed all of those aliens, huh? Yeah, didn't they kill Bill and Mike? Yeah, they killed Bill and Mike. Anyway.
But they were wearing red, so we don't care about that.
Yeah. But in this show, like there's an episode where like they're down on this planet, like fighting for like worthless territory against a hostile enemy. And it's just close quarters, like firearm fighting, like phaser fighting. And like one character gets his goddamn leg blown off, like a main character does. And so he, of course, it's Star Trek. So he comes back with an artificial leg that is like 100% like as good as a regular leg, but he's got PTSD. So he's walking with a limp that's not real. Like it's all in his head that he's just like, it hurts all the time. And the doctors say they can't figure out why it hurts, but it's like phantom pains in his head. They're not real. And he's
phantom pains like that's real. It's just like, it still hurts because like your brain's all fucked up and doesn't understand it. But that's an interesting thing for them to delve into, PTSD.
Yeah. It was I didn't like that episode, but they do stuff like that in Deep Space Nine is what I was getting at. Like there's a lot of, and there's sex and violence and xenophobia and slavery and all sorts of nonsense. It's fun.
Well, that's the one with the big tit robot.
Unfortunately, no. That is Voyager. And that one is probably right at the bottom, in my opinion. It's awful. It's just real bad. Terrible writing. It was with
a female captain, right?
Yeah, which I didn't mind at all. Like I actually like her as a character. She's okay. She's pretty butch, but without being too butch, I guess, if you've got a meter there. But like none of the characters grow, and they're all just the same character week in and week out, and like nothing ever changes.
Is there a market for them to redo it again? Like start a new Star Trek show, Star Trek, the newest generation? Yeah,
they've been doing that like every year. So there's
Star
like
Trek, the last generation, and it's like all gone to shit.
There's at least 3 new Star Trek shows on the air right now.
Damn, they must not be doing well, or I'm totally disconnected from the Star
I think
Trek
you're disconnected. You got to have CBS All Access, which I have. But there's Star Trek Picard, which is where they get Professor X and they dig his old ass up and they make him go on some new adventures. And he's so old and feeble that he can't anymore. And it's real sad and it's not fun. And then there's a show called Lower Decks, which is an animated Star Trek show. And then there's a show called Star Trek Discovery that is so woke, I can't watch it.
What's woke about it?
Everything. You're breaking up.
It's like, I'm breaking up?
Yeah, real bad.
Fuck.
Like 1 frame per second, super blurry, and
is my audio coming in?
Audio's not coming in either. Yeah, it's just like all robot-y.
Well, God fucking damn it! What's going on?
Looks like you're. I mean, this is like some 1992 shit, some Alta Vista video chat.
I haven't done anything.
Oh, it's so bad.
There's nothing open on my end. I haven't done anything.
It seems to actually be getting slightly better.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry.
I can see your eyes now.
I opened them. Yeah. Well, fuck.
No, it's good now. I mean, your video's still fucked a little. Like it's blurry, but I can hear.
As long as you can hear me.
It's getting better now. I think we're okay now. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank God we made it through that whirlwind just now for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, but Star Trek Discovery is so woke I can't even watch it. Like just I don't think there is a white straight man on the show. I don't think so. There might be one, but I think they kill him or they make him a villain or something like that. Like
No.
everybody is brown or gay or some sort of, what did Dwight say? Some kind of halvesy.
Some kind of halvesy.
Some kind of halvesy. Which like I'm fine with too. But it's just like every episode seems to be like that ham-handed social commentary I was talking about that
Yeah.
kind of made sense in the 60s when we had like segregation going on and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like I can't watch it. I cringe so hard I can't watch it.
Yeah, where it's just like they're not subtle at all. They're like, we've encountered a primitive, violent race of red hat wearing men on this
Pretty
orb
much.
in space. Don't
Yeah.
they know that they're racists?
They're
and
trying to
that's
build a
bad?
wall between their solar system and the neighboring solar system.
Don't please tell me that's I could believe that they're using space shields to keep out the galaxy of Mexiconia.
I swear, like I haven't watched enough of the show to know the episodes by the numbers. I would not be surprised at all if there's an episode where like they're trying to build some sort of space wall.
Yeah, or like there's an orange-skinned race of bigots,
Yeah,
or something, and you just know there's like a bunch of people in San Francisco or LA like group masturbating themselves, thinking about how brave they are for standing up for what's right in space in the fictional future.
I don't know how they keep it on the air. Because like you have to buy CBS All Access. You have to rent it. It's a monthly service, and then like
You pay for it?
I think I do. I'm not sure. I did because I did want to watch the Picard show where it's got Captain Picard, old as fuck. I wanted to see how that was, and it was awful. It was real bad. They fucked around with the canon, and I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, and it just didn't make any sense. Like for someone like me who has seen the original series or the Next Generation like 8 times through every episode, I'm like, that's not how these characters are. Like. You get one character who's like obsessed with his dead friend, and it's like, but wait a minute, like they were never really friends. like they were just colleagues. Like Picard wouldn't give a shit about Data.
Isn't Data a robot?
Yeah, an android.
Well, who gives a shit? Just make a new one.
Not to get too nerdy, but they can't. The guy who invented him, this brilliant scientist, like he died. Kind of took the secret to his grave about how to make a positronic brain. It's kind of a big chunk of what that whole series is about. The Picard thing is that there's some more datas out there essentially, and there's a bit of slavery going on where they're like enslaving the androids, and there's this free will thing going on, and there's also a refugee crisis.
Enslaving an android? My refrigerator isn't a slave.
Yeah, but your refrigerator doesn't have feelings either.
Oh, it does have feelings.
Yeah,
well, you could just turn that off. Right? Just turn the feelings off.
Yeah.
Save them from their existential life of, I'm not real, but I somehow am.
Yeah,
but am I truly real?
They've done that a couple times in Star Trek. There was a whole storyline about holograms being enslaved, and because they have like artificial intelligence and like they don't want to be mining ore, they want to go like learn the fucking violin or like go on a date. Like, and I was just like, why don't we just fucking lobotomize the goddamn holograms and
turn it down?
Turn it down.
Like, we've updated
so they
the patch.
love mining.
Yeah, we've updated.
They're just
the
like,
mining
fuck,
patch.
I love mining. I found some more. Like they're just
this one rogue developer made them, yearn for French pastries and travel and love, and it's like, no, make them obsessed with mining. And make sure that there's a rule that they can't hurt people, because that always seems to bite people in the ass because they never get that done correctly.
Yeah.
What a bunch of fucking retards. What a dumb problem for the future to have. Well, my Samsung smart fridge is learning. And it's like, then unplug it a bit, reset it, turn off the touch screen.
Yeah. I hope.
And holograms couldn't mine anyway. You could just put your hand right through them.
Not in Star Trek. It's complicated. They're solid. So you can fuck the holograms. Like there's a great episode where
right.
Yeah. If you watch Deep Space Nine, there's a character, he runs like holographic brothels, and people are always going in there and like fucking the ladies. But there's a really funny episode where like they don't come right out and say it, but like one of the main characters in Next Generation, like Commander Riker, he's like, they run into this alien lady, and her thing is that she is like a personality mimic. Like whatever she changes her personality to be whatever kind of woman like the man she's talking to would most desire. So when she talks to Captain Picard, she's like very intelligent, very philosophical, very well read, and she's having like these really intelligent conversations with him. When she talks to Worf, she's like growling at him and being a fucking aggressive, and like Worf wants a bitch that's gonna bite him and like fucking slap him around, and they're gonna have like almost a battle while they're fucking. Like it's gonna get rough. There's gonna be bruises and broken ribs.
Worf's
and then
pretty
like
cool.
and then like she's very sexually aggressive with Riker, and he's like getting super turned on, you can tell. And then he realizes like this lady is betrothed to some sort of like, I don't know, the Prince of Planet X or some shit. So he's got to be like, all right, good night. We gotta good night, because she is super hot.
Yeah.
And he like clicks his little communicator, and he's like, Riker to the bridge. If anyone needs me, I'll be in holodeck 3. It's like somebody's gonna have to clean that mess up. I was watching Red Letter Media, and they were talking about this the other day. They're like, I would hate to be the guy who's on splooge cleanup after Riker hits the holodeck. That's gonna be messy, because like as soon as he like turns it off, like there's just gonna be like a puddle of cum that just like hits the floor out of some holographic pussy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's pretty gross. That would be like a shameful way to finish coming. Like knowing that you had to like reset a motherboard or whatever the fuck it is, like turn the settings off and wipe up your load. It'd be like even more shameful than cleaning a pocket pussy.
Cleaning one, yeah. I had one that I didn't clean one time, and after that, you just got to throw it away. Like
yeah, that's vile.
Because I was just a man. I fucked it, and then I was just like, oh, the shame, and like threw it on the floor, and then like 3 days went by, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, that thing. I came in that.
Like the auto blow.
I just like picked it up, and actually, it was the auto blow. That's what I'm thinking of, because it just had it was like a rubber sock that you fucked. And so like I don't know if that shit's dishwasher safe, but like after you've come, you're just like, oh, I've got $250 worth of cock sucking robot on my dick. I've got to go reevaluate my life real quick.
Dude, that shit sucked. Like the auto blow, it. Like you couldn't even like trying to use it. You'd be like, I can't even take myself seriously right now. Like it's so loud. It seems like I'm using a shop vac on my penis. Like this is.
I was on a porn website
bizarre.
the other day, and they advertise nonsense up in the top right, and usually it's like dick pills or sexy singles in your town. But this one was like a cock sucking like robot toy. And like the animation was like all like computer animated, so it wasn't even video of the real thing. But it was just like vibrating like crazy, and there's like flappy pussy lips just like freaking the fuck out, and you can see like what it's got like an X-ray vision of what's going on the inside of it, and it's just like pulsating, undulating, cock sucking movements everywhere. And I'm just like, wonder how much that is. No, not again, not again.
No. You get super into it. You're like having girls over. You're like, oh no, let's just keep it with blowjobs. I'm ruined for real pussy.
Yeah,
scientists in Germany have come up with a much better alternative to the real thing.
They always say like if you're thinking about like texting an ex or calling an ex, like go jerk off, like come back to this decision with a clear head. I need to do that when I'm like online shopping and I'm horny, because like. Last night, I was on Etsy looking at
horny online shopping.
Yeah, I'm on Etsy, horny as fuck, and I'm like, I ended up buying like this whole like dungeon setup. Like I got this fucking ridiculous like bench where you can like chain a chick up, and it's just like I wake up this morning and I'm like, oh god, that $480. $480. Okay. All right, where am I going to put this one? Where does this shame box go? Like you can't even pack it. Like at least when you've got like some whips and chains and dildos and shit, you can like let's put them in the old fuck chest and lock this down so like Auntie May doesn't come discover this. This thing is like the size of my desk.
And is it like, I'm picturing something that looks akin to like a torture apparatus.
No, a little bit. It's like a bench table type thing that the chick lays on, and then there's like loops for her like to like cuff her hands to it, and then like there's like posts going up in the front where like her legs have to be like kicked straight up in the air, and they're chained to posts as well. Yeah,
$480. It better be comfortable for her. Better be easy.
Not look
to
comfortable at all. It did not. I think that's the point. I don't think it's any padding. I think it's just wood.
Oh well, yeah. to your point, that's probably the point of it. Making it a
It's
little
not looking like
more.
it's gonna be fun for anyone.
It'll be fun for you.
Oh, I'll have a great time. I'll have a great time.
Yeah, and then like once she's locked in there, you can take breaks, grab a snack.
Oh,
She's
I do
there.
that. They hate it.
They hate it. Hey, so you know how I told you every Thursday night I do something? I'll be back.
Yeah. Try to keep it down in here. Oh, that's right. The ball gag. Well, see you later.
See you later. See you at midnight. Well, you want to call it? I'm going to go eat some dinner.
Yep. I got to go. I think my groceries are on my front step. I'm going to go put those away.
Nice. Well, all right. PKN 366.